Reuters has done a special investigation outlining through the reviewing of emails and memos that Donald Trump is now setting his sights with an agenda covered by law, covered by DOJ policy, to arrest, imprison, and persecute Democrats elected to Congress. Anybody who opposes his agenda, anybody with power, anybody with influence, whether that be people like me, but especially in the beginning, it will be people like Chuck Schumer, who I will mention, and any other congressperson who has the temerity to stand up for the rule of law. And it's going to be put into action through this particular set of agenda items. Again, this is from Reuters. How Trump defanged the Justice Department's political corruption watchdogs. Stripped of its authority and nearly all of its staff, the United States Justice Department's storied public integrity section is on life support. Former prosecutors say the overhaul could make it easier to prosecute Trump's opponents. That is what this is. It is twofold. The most important aspects of this. One, less important, but important, is that Donald Trump wants to be able to drop the prosecutions of his particular friends and corporate buddies and oligarchs in the United States who are acting corruptly. He's already done it. He's pardoned them. He's pardoned all kinds of these people who stole from the federal government, who defrauded the federal government, took from Medicaid, took from Medicare, liars and frauds. But they're friends of Donald Trump. They were just trying to make themselves richer. What's the problem here, guys? More importantly, though, it's that he wants to remove any guardrails, remove any obstacles, any impediments to persecuting through prosecution, through the weight and the power and the width and the breadth of the United States government, his political opponents. The same thing that this vile hypocrite whined and complained about during the campaign. Created after the Watergate scandal, the United States Justice Department's Public Integrity Section has fought political corruption for nearly a half century. 5 months into President Donald Trump's second term, it has been stripped of power. The unit has lost its authority to fight new cases. Its staff has been reduced from more than 30 attorneys to 5. And its once powerful gatekeeping role, this is important here. This is where the rubber hits the road relative to what we're going to be seeing in the following months. Mark this video, save this video, share this video, put this video somewhere, and remember what I said. That a lot of people, oh, he's being hyperbolic, he's being a bomb thrower, he's being bombastic, these predictions will never come through, this is not what Donald Trump's trying to do. Stop giving him the benefit of the doubt. Listen to this paragraph. And its once powerful gatekeeping role, reviewing potential cases against members of Congress and other public officials to prevent politically motivated persecutions, has been suspended. There is no guardrail anymore. Donald Trump is making it permissible for him to persecute and prosecute Democrats he doesn't like. Democrats who aren't sufficiently loyal. Democrats who step out of line and speak against the dear leader. Democrats. Those changes, confirmed by 3 people familiar with the department's operations, are part of an overhaul of the Justice Department by the Trump administration that is dismantling guardrails designed to stop political interference in criminal investigations involving politicians, federal judges, and other public figures. We've already seen him arrest judges, not federal yet, but judges. We've seen them arrest mayors of cities in Newark. We've seen them levy charges, criminal charges of prosecution against seated members of Congress. Reuters reviewed the Public Integrity Section's cases and internal memos and conducted more than 15 interviews to document the decimation of an office with a mission to investigate and prosecute corruption allegations at all levels of government and supervise criminal probes into election crimes. Among the most significant changes is the suspension of a long-standing Justice Department requirement that federal prosecutors seek public integrity sections approval before bringing charges against members of Congress, and will consult with the unit before launching criminal prosecutions in many other matters involving public officials. Now, remember, Senator Menendez, the Democrat from New Jersey, was just prosecuted, was just found guilty of public corruption. It had to go through this office first to ensure that the member of of an opposition party or the member of in some public office isn't trying to just harm a political opponent. It's the rule of law. It's the way things should work. It's fairness. It's justice, dispassionate justice. Donald Trump wants to do away with that so he can do what he wants, when he wants, where he wants, and how he wants against political opponents or people who are not sufficiently loyal to him as the dear leader. It's as clear as day here. The suspension of that rule in early May hasn't been previously reported. It frees political appointees in the Justice Department to prosecute public officials without going through a review intended to prevent baseless or politically motivated prosecutions. It also halts the unit from supervising election fraud cases, including allegations of election disinformation. Now, I want to give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. When I read articles or from articles, I don't read the entire thing. This is far, far down. I'll link below. You can read this Reuters article. I encourage you to do so, not only to fact check me, but get a fuller understanding of what's at play here. I'm going to give you an example, maybe two examples of Ed Martin, who was just got out of being the interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. He's a stop the steal conspiracy theorist. He's a fascist enabler, a fascist himself under Donald Trump, and he wants to prosecute Democrats. That is what he was there to do, and then he wasn't able to get confirmed because the Senate rejected. Even before he had a hearing, the Senate was like, no, we don't got the support for this guy. This is what he wanted to do under Donald Trump and what he would have done if this rule had been in effect then. After Trump returned to power in January, the public integrity section quickly came under pressure as two cases involving prominent politicians show. In the first weeks of the new administration, public integrity attorneys clashed with Ed Martin after the staunch Trump supporter was appointed interim U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia. Martin, a lawyer for defendants in the 2021 Capitol riots, it's called an insurrection, Reuters. It's called an insurrection. A lawyer for insurrectionists wanted to charge U.S. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer with making a criminal threat 5 years ago. In 2020, the New York Democrat said in a speech that conservative U.S. Supreme Court justices would, quote unquote, pay the price for curtailing abortion rights. Schumer expressed regret the next day and said he had no intention of suggesting violence. Of course, Chuck Schumer's not suggesting violence. Our milquetoast minority leader in the Senate, he's not a rough and tumble uprising kind of guy. He's a septuagenarian who is just speaking about political consequences very clearly. In February, attorneys in Martin's office advised the public integrity section, as required, that he wanted to subpoena Schumer, said the three people familiar with the department's operations. The unit opposed the plan, arguing in a memo to senior Justice Department officials that Schumer's remark was constitutionally protected political speech and there was no legal or factual basis to investigate him. They added, Martin appealed to the Deputy Attorney General's office, noting that he had drafted an indictment and criticizing what he viewed as the public integrity section's recalcitrance, the three sources said. So he was stopped. But now there would be no way to stop him. That this public integrity section is now dismantled. And Donald Trump and whatever asshole he puts in charge of whatever U.S. Attorney's office, whether that be Alina Habba, whether that be an Ed Martin type, or whether that be Judge Jeanine Pirro from Fox News, who now holds that position, they will not be stopped. Donald Trump will not be stopped. They're going to be arresting judges. They're going to be prosecuting Democrats. They're going to be prosecuting independent media figures like me or others in this space. They will not be stopped. And it's up to all of us to raise our voice to support those who are protesting. If you don't have the time or the inclination or the physical ability to do so, you need to support those that do. This is the time. This is the moment like you've never faced before. The writing's on the road, the writing's on the wall, the rubber's on the road, whatever metaphor. Journalists, in some cases, are doing the reporting to highlight what's taking place, and it's up to us to take that information and do something with it. What do you think? I would appreciate your participation in this conversation in the comments. That'll help the algorithm to share this content with new possible subscribers and viewers. We need this information out there. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com as I yawn through the email address. Please consider supporting this work. If you have $2 a month that you don't mind throwing away, throw it my way. Become a channel member for $2 a month. Go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. We need everybody standing up and doing everything that they can do within their power to push back against the ultimate destruction of this republic at the hands of a domestic terrorist fascist, Donald Trump and his acolytes. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.